We got a lot to talk about on this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. We got quotes from Craig Breslow. We got a double header to recap, and we're going to do it all in today's video. But before we do, thank you all so much for everyone that has interacted, commented, subscribed on these videos over the past few days. We have been pumping out content like nobody's business live from Fenway Park. My time at Fenway is sadly over. We got to go to 3 games, including the doubleheader today. And I did real quick want to shout out Dallas, Darren, Jose, and Austin, all 4 of whom I met at Fenway Park. We're big fans of the show. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for coming up, saying hi, and being a real one. But if you want to be a real one just like them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Daily Red Sox videos, doesn't matter where we are. I've been filming videos out of my hotel room over the past week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out, and let's get into the video. Welcome into another edition of the Red Sox Rundown. We got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about today. We got new quotes from Craig Breslow about the trade deadline, him doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the fact that they are going to be buyers. And at the end of the video, we are going to recap the 2 doubleheader games, both of which I was at. So I've got the front row seat to give you the insights on what happened. But let's talk about Breslow. Breslow was on NESN a few nights ago, talked about the trade deadline, and he got real. He told us not only are they going to be aggressive, but he kind of gave us an inside look at what they're going to be looking for and what their plans are. Here's what Breslow had to say. He said, "We came into this season with a very aggressive mindset, and we still believe that we are putting together a team that was capable of making the postseason. We still believe that's the case. Our heads right now are trying to figure out how we can improve this team and how we add in places to bolster the roster so that we can make that deep playoff run that we had anticipated." I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but I believe him. I genuinely do. And I know that Sam Kennedy was on the broadcast last night as well, and he talked about it as well. I believe them. I believe what this front office is saying. I believe that this front office sees this team as a potential postseason threat. I believe that this team is a potential postseason threat. Have they put it all together yet? No, but they have suffered key injuries and they have had a lot of very bad breaks. If they can fix those bad breaks, if they can turn some of those one-run losses into wins, this team is in a whole different position than they would have been where they sit right now. So, look, I know that I've seen the comments and everyone said, "Jack, you're just the supreme optimist. Jack, you're this, that, the other." I see way more potential in this team than I saw in last year's team. And last year's team, they bought. I see way more potential. I see way more, playoff aspirations in this team than I did in last year's team. And last year's team looked a lot better at this point in the season than this current team does. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that too. That this team looks like more of a playoff team than last year's team. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'll let you tell me. Will the Red Sox buy or sell at the trade deadline? Type B for buy if you think they're going to buy. Type S for sell if you think they're going to sell. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in a second. Let the ad play. It actually does help me out and help out the channel. Let the ad break play, and when the ad is over, we're going to get back into the video. So he had some more quotes, one about aggression, talking about Rafael Devers' contract, and then he also had one about their biggest needs at the deadline. Let's talk first about the Red Sox being aggressive at the deadline. This is kind of the biggest thing that we found out in these quotes. He said, "Money alone isn't the only way to get players, but the flexibility does give us an ability to take on contracts and take on players. We intend to be aggressive in looking for upgrades. We also have a really deep farm system and the ability to trade from that system to help our big league team." The Rafael Devers money, I know I hate it. I hate that it was a salary dump. I think most of us hate that that was a salary dump, but he's not wrong. It does offer you the flexibility to take on some contracts that you might not want to take on. And it does give you the flexibility to make some bigger moves that you might not have made a month ago with Rafael Devers on this team. I commend Breslow for being as open as he is and doubling and tripling down on, look, I know that we're not playing good baseball right now. I know, but I still see the potential in this team, and we are going to buy. Not every GM would do that. But Breslow has the balls to do that. He says, I don't care how we look right now. We're going to buy because I see the potential in this team. And the Rafael Devers money and the other flexibility that you have within this team and this payroll gives you the opportunity to do that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they execute it at the deadline. The last thing that, Breslow said that had any sort of, big kind of consequences, I guess, probably not the right word, but you know what I mean, is he literally said what he thinks their biggest need is at the deadline. He said it's no secret that after Garrett Crochet, who has been dominant all season, the starting pitching has been inconsistent. Consistent starting pitching is definitely going to be a priority for us, which makes complete sense. I was on a walk with my dad before the games today, and we were discussing the Sox, as we do, and I literally said that your pitching staff, other than Garrett Crochet, is so inconsistent, and I am never comfortable with any of the starting pitchers on the mound other than Garrett Crochet. Lucas Giolito's had a good few starts, but I don't trust 4 starts. I don't trust just 4 starts. Walker Buehler has been nothing short of an incredibly huge disappointment this season. Brayan Bello has been pitching better, but again, he has shown that he cannot be consistent. Tanner Houck is on Phantom IL, and then you've got Richard Fitz and Hunter Dobbins, who both pitched really well, but are rookies. So your rotation needs the most help. It really does. Your bullpen, while at times is shifty, has pitched really well as of late. And your lineup is getting you run support overall. Now, they do have issues, and I would like to get another veteran bat in the lineup, but maybe that is just Alex Bregman. I don't know. Maybe that is Alex Bregman and Masataka Yoshida. Who knows? But I do think that the starting rotation is the biggest need, and Breslow sees that and understands that, and I like that that is what he sees. We're going to talk about the games here in a second, but I want to ask you, open-ended question. What do you think the Red Sox biggest need is at the deadline? I think it's the rotation. I think a lot of people will probably say it's the rotation, but you let me know. What is the Red Sox biggest need at the deadline? I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like I've already said, I'm just going to ask you one more time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on Red Sox news, Red Sox rumors, Red Sox recaps after every single game. We're bringing it to you right here on the Red Sox Rundown. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. Join our ever-growing family. All right, 2 games to talk about. I'm going to talk about them quick. First game, Red Sox win 5-3. Game got rained out 2 nights ago. They picked it up and finished it yesterday. Biggest thing that came out of this is that your pitchers pitched really, really well. Richard Fitz, who started the game on Tuesday night, gave you 3 innings, 2 hits, only 1 run, 1 walk, 1 K. He gave you a really solid outing until the game got rained out. I had a feeling that he was going to do something special 2 nights ago, and it just didn't happen. And then you bring Bello in to basically finish out the game yesterday afternoon, and he pitched really well too. 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. That 1 hit was a 2-run Spencer Steer home run. Other than that, he pitched absolutely flawlessly, which was so great to see. And then Aroldis Chapman closes out the game in the 9th. That's the biggest story of this game, is that your pitching was top notch, and they got it done, which was really great to see. The offense, 8 hits, great to see. You score 5, you walk 2, you do strike out 10. I don't love to see that, but Roman Anthony had a key RBI on Tuesday night, and then Carlos Narvaez also had 2 RBIs. Wilyer Abreu had an RBI, and Trevor Story had an RBI as well. Wilyer Abreu, Abraham Toro are the only players with multi-hit games. But yeah, I mean, Roman Anthony and Carlos Narvaez get you 2 quick runs in the first inning, and then Toro gets you 1 in the he didn't score you a run, but Trevor Story and Wilyer Abreu got the job done as well. The offense scored enough runs, they did what they needed to do, and they came out absolutely swinging, which was great to see. You got a series win against a Reds team that's not bad. Their record is currently 2 games over 500, which is not a bad team at all. So that was really, really great to see that you were able to get a series win against a really solid Reds team. However, it should have been a sweep. It should have been a sweep, but at the end of the day, the Red Sox lose 8-4 final game of the series. Bullpen game. The Reds opted to do a bullpen game, finish out the first game as a bullpen game. Then they had Nick Martinez go last night. He pitched really well, and kind of pitched well. He did give up 4 runs, but he almost gave you 7, 9 hits, 2 walks. And the pitching really didn't do that bad. It really was Greg Weissert. It's disappointing because we watched another Little League brand of baseball last night. And that's the frustrating part, is you probably should have won this game, but there's like 2 half innings that really killed it for you. First things first, I do have to, I literally tweeted a video of Alex Cora, and I said I would take a bullet for this man, sign him to a lifetime contract. He did kind of botch handling the bullpen last night. Greg Weissert was gassed. You could tell he was gassed. He loaded the bases. Cora kept him out there, and then he gives up the grand slam to Encarnacion Strand, which gave them the lead. And then everything kind of crumbled after that. Jordan Hicks comes in. He pitches well to the point, but then he has 3 runs. 1 of them was earned, and it really was just the sloppy defense that killed you. It's 2 half innings that really destroyed you. The bottom of the 7th, you have a runner on second. No, that's false. Excuse me. Romy Gonzalez hits a ball. It ricochets off the green monster. Easy stand-up double. He tries to stretch it to a triple. He gets thrown out. First out of the inning. 2 batters later, that run would have scored. That would have tied up the ball game. But instead, you're down a run, which is inexcusable. Then you go to the top of the 8th. At this point, you're down 5-4. You have multiple misplays, multiple errors, which result in 3 insurance runs for the Cincinnati Reds to put them up 8-4. And at that point, the game was cooked. You played a sloppy, lazy, bad brand of baseball. And I tweeted it. I said the Red Sox are absolutely allergic to momentum. You had all of the momentum going into this game. You got out to an early 3-0 lead, and then you absolutely throw it away, and you cannot react properly. And you leave this series with a sour taste in your mouth. You won the series, and you're facing the Nationals and Rockies in your next 6 games, but the vibes could not be lower because you played a sloppy brand of baseball. At the end of the day, there was some good in this offense, though. You got 11 hits. You only struck out 6 times. Trevor Story goes 3 for 4. He's got his average up to 244 and a 675 OPS. He has bounced back heavily. Wilyer Abreu hits a home run, which was absolutely huge. Ceddanne Rafaela has a multi-hit game. You had a lot of positive, but at the end of the day, it's just the sloppy play at the end of the game. And look, I get it. It was basically their second game of the day, and you're tired. It's the 7th. It's the 8th. You want it to be over with, but you got to finish the ball games. And they just didn't do that, and that is incredibly, incredibly frustrating. So as it currently stands, I know most of the teams that were on your radar lost today. At the time of recording this, Seattle is still playing, and they are down 1-0 right now. So that's at least a good sign. I'm not going to say that they're going to, they're going to be out of it or not. But you currently sit 6 games back in the AL East. The Yankees and Blue Jays are now tied for the lead in the AL East, and Tampa Bay is only a half game back. But yeah, you sit 6 games back in the AL East. I don't think you're going to win the East. I would love to win the East, but I think that's a little too rich for me. And then you sit 2.5 games back on the Mariners for the last spot in the wild card. I believe the Angels lost today, so that's good. Did the Rangers lose today as well? I think most of the teams in front of you, I think the Rangers might have won. Let me just fact check that real quick. The Angels lost, which was great. The Rangers won, so they jump you in the standings. And the Yankees lost as well. Not great. You're 2.5 back, though, but you're about to go into a stretch of 3 games at the Nationals, 3 games at home against the Rockies. You got to clean up. You got to win 4 of 6, 5 of 6. I think 4 of 6 is worst case scenario. I think you got to sweep one of the teams and win the other series. These are not good baseball teams that you're about to play. They cannot play down to their competition, because if you take 5 of 6 of these games, you could see yourself in a wild card spot in the next week. Now, the other teams have to lose, but you're giving yourself every possible situation to win these games. And you have to, because going into the All-Star break, you face Tampa Bay, who is a half game back of the AL East of the Yankees, who are playing really good baseball. And then coming out of the All-Star break, you face the Cubs, the Phillies, and the Dodgers. You have an absolute gauntlet coming up. So you need all the momentum you can get. And you gotta win those series. You guys let me know. I'm going to make this open-ended. Well, I'm not. I'm going to ask you why for yes and for no. But do you believe in the Red Sox? Why for yes and for no? I know I am the eternal optimist. I know that I have been the optimist for this team for weeks now. I know I have agreed with Craig Breslow and Sam Kennedy and Alex Cora. I see a lot of potential in this team. I really, really do. So I'm going to talk about why for yes, but you let me know why for yes and for no. Do you believe in the Red Sox? I want to hear your thoughts down below. That's where we're going to end it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch this video. Unfortunately, my time at Fenway has been over, but I'm going to be posting a bunch of stuff on social media, so make sure you follow me on social media. It's at Jack Lauderay on Twitter, and it's at the Red Sox Rundown on Instagram. Both of those links are going to be down below in the description as well, but make sure you follow me on social media. I'm going to be posting a lot of more highlights from my time at Fenway. It was a lot of fun. It's the greatest ballpark in the world, and I absolutely love it. But that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, go Sox.